What's going on, Nerd Army guys? Welcome to a new episode of Questions from the Multiverse. Now, this episode and this segment is where you guys submit questions to me that have been asked anywhere in any of my videos, and I will try to do my best to answer your question in any way I can. So tonight's question was actually asked quite some time ago. Who else has ever lifted Thor's hammer? Now, for this, I kind of want to stay with the main Marvel universe. Yes, there have been experiences when DC had a crossover event and Wonder Woman and Superman lifted Thor's hammer, but let's stick to those. I'll talk about them a little bit, but let's stick to the main ones. Let's get right into it, guys. Let's check it out. Here we go. Now, the key to lifting Thor's hammer is you must be worthy. As the side of the hammer says, whoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the powers of Thor. Now, as you can see, the enchantment on the hammer is pretty straightforward. You have to be worthy to wield the hammer. Now, there are times that I'm not going to include on my list, but have happened where Iron Man and people such as the Red Hulk have moved the hammer in space. But again, it's floating in space. You're just pushing it a direction. I'm not going to count that one, but at least I mentioned it. Now, one of the most notable people that have picked up Mjolnir in the past is going to be Mr. Beta Ray Bill himself. Now, the way that this all went down is there was actually a tussle, and Thor became separated from Mjolnir. Beta Ray Bill reached down, picked it up, and was given the power of Thor, became Thor. So the two of them were put in front of Odin and were ordered to fight to the death to see who would be the new wielder of Mjolnir. So they fought. Beta Ray Bill would actually win. And in the end, Odin decided that he is going to gift the hammer back to Thor. So Thor is now going to still control Mjolnir. But Beta Ray Bill was given his own personal hammer, Stormbreaker, which, if you guys don't know, is actually the name of the hammer they're giving Thor in Infinity War. So it's kind of a nod to Beta Ray Bill. Just a little hint in case you didn't know. Now, the next person to actually wield Mjolnir, he actually kind of cheated to do it, and that was Roger Red Novell. Now, he was a regular guy who was manipulated by Loki. He's manipulated into stealing Mjolnir for Loki by using an item that was manufactured to be able to wield Mjolnir without being worthy. Gloves. Now, not just the gloves, he was also wearing Thor's belt of strength, which actually the two items together manipulated the enchantment and allowed him to pick up Mjolnir. Where can I get some of those damn gloves? Now, he would eventually be killed and resurrected by Odin and given his own hammer known as Crusher. Now, Captain America is also one of the people that you would think right off the bat is very worthy to wield Mjolnir, and he's actually done it 3 different times. Let's talk about him. Now, the first time is when Steve Rogers was no longer wearing the identity of Captain America. He was just known as the Captain, and him and his team were being destroyed by Grog and his demons of death. Now, the second time was during the end of the Fear Itself storyline. During the end of the storyline, Thor was facing the god of fear, and he became separated from his hammer. Cap was able to grab it, lift it into the air, and use it to lead the charge into winning the battle. My favorite time was during the Secret Empire, when Captain America was a Hydra agent all along, and we actually get to see the real Cap come through and crack the fake Cap with Mjolnir, which was just awesome. The icing on the cake. Cap is back, swinging Mjolnir, done. Now, Eric Masterson is another one. He was actually a normal guy who was injured in a fight that Thor was having, and because of this, Odin actually cast Thor to live inside of Eric Masterson, so he became the new Thor. Slam his walking stick down, turns into Mjolnir. Now, he would stay Thor for quite some time. Actually, one of my favorite Thors I grew up with, the bearded Thor, but he would eventually go and become his own character. He would take on the name of Thunderstrike when Odin gave him his own hammer named Thunderstrike. Now, I will mention it like I did at the beginning. Superman and Wonder Woman during the DC crossover did pick up Thor's hammer. But like I said, 616. Leave it alone. But just so you know, if you didn't read the whole issue, it was later revealed that the only reason Superman was able to pick up the hammer is because Odin waived the enchantment and allowed him to pick it up in the time of need. Now, Awesome Android is another one that did pick up the hammer. He's actually an evil entity that was created, and he was sent after Thor. Now, get this. Awesome Android was able to copy Thor's nobility. That's why he was able to pick up the hammer. Yeah, comics. Now, Magneto did wield it one time, but he didn't really wield the hammer. He actually just manipulated the magnetic fields around it and used that to lift it. So I don't really count that as lifting it, but I had to mention it. There was one time that Loki actually brought back Thor, the father of Odin, and he put a hex on him, hexing him to attack everyone that he knows. The reason I wanted to mention Thor is because during the battle, he actually got Mjolnir thrown at him, caught it like it was nothing, and threw it away. So, yes, Thor picked it up. Now, the most recent Thor that we have gotten that I do want to talk about is Jane Foster. Now, Jane Foster is dying of cancer, and she goes and does her chemo treatments, and chemo is supposed to be helping her, and radiation is supposed to be killing the cancer, but every time she transforms into Thor, the powers of Thor flush all toxins and everything else out of her body. So it flushes out the medicine and the chemo and all the good she's doing to fight her cancer every single time she changes into Thor. Jane knows exactly what it means to be a hero. She doesn't care. She doesn't care that it's killing her. She will fight till her last breath. That is who she is. She is Thor. And she's actually one of my favorite Thors that we've got in the last few years. Jane Foster Thor is actually really, really cool character and a ballsy character. She's this little tiny frail chick and she stands up to Asgardians like, what you gonna do? So Jane Foster, bravo, girl. You the man. You the woman. All right, guys, let me know what you guys thought about this episode of Questions from the Multiverse. Let me know down in the comments down below. Who is your favorite person that has wielded Thor? And if I missed anyone, put it down in the comments below. Like always, guys, subscribe to the channel. Check us out on Patreon and check out our Teespring line of merchandise. And I will have everything linked down in the description down below. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel to keep up with all the videos we do every freaking week, guys. We have a lot of great new content coming out here in 2018 for NerdManDrew, so make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, and check us out, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. I will see you guys right here on another episode of Questions from the Multiverse. See you guys later. All right, peace out.